Have you ever heard of a room made of pure sunlight? Not a fairy tale, but a real place. Once called the eighth wonder of the world. Imagine walls paneled not with wood or plaster, but with shimmering, honey-colored amber, intricately carved and backed with gold leaf. Gemstones sparkled from every corner, reflecting the light of 100 candles into a dazzling golden glow. This was the Amber Room, a masterpiece of Baroque art, created in the early 18th century and eventually gifted to the Russian Tsar, Peter the Great. For nearly 200 years, it was the crown jewel of the Catherine Palace near St. Petersburg, a breathtaking sight that left visitors speechless. It wasn't just a room. It was a treasure, a symbol of immense wealth and artistic genius. But like many great treasures, it held a dark destiny. A destiny that would see it vanish from the face of the earth, leaving behind one of history's most tantalizing and enduring mysteries. The story of its disappearance begins in the darkest days of the 20th century. In 1941, as the iron fist of the Nazi war machine smashed its way into the Soviet Union, the Catherine Palace fell directly in its path. The curators, desperate to save their national treasure, tried to disassemble the delicate amber panels. But the amber had become brittle over the centuries. It crumbled at their touch. Their only option was to try and hide it in plain sight, covering the magnificent walls with flimsy wallpaper, hoping the invaders would overlook the priceless wonder beneath. It was a futile hope. The Nazis knew exactly what they were looking for. Under the command of art-looting specialists, they systematically dismantled the entire room in just 36 hours. The priceless panels, mirrors, and mosaics were carefully packed into 27 crates and shipped west to a castle in Königsberg, Germany, a city now known as Kaliningrad. There it was reassembled and put on display, a spoil of war. But its time in Königsberg was to be tragically short-lived. As the tide of the war turned against Germany, Königsberg became a fortress city under siege. In 1944, heavy Allied bombing raids turned the city into a sea of fire. The castle where the Amber Room was housed was heavily damaged. And it's here that the trail goes cold, splintering into dozens of conflicting theories and dead ends. The official story for a long time was that the Amber Room was simply destroyed in the fires that consumed the castle during the bombings. A tragic but straightforward end to a magnificent work of art. The amber, a fossilized tree resin, would have burned like incense, leaving nothing behind but ash and a sweet-smelling smoke. It's a plausible explanation, and for many, it's the end of the story. But for treasure hunters, historians, and conspiracy theorists, it's just the beginning. Why? Because the evidence is far from conclusive. Whispers and rumors began to circulate almost immediately after the war tales of a secret evacuation, of crates being loaded onto a ship in the final chaotic days of the German retreat. One of the most persistent theories is that the Amber Room was never destroyed in the fire at all. Instead, it was disassembled once again, packed into its crates, and hidden away for safekeeping. But where? This question has fueled expeditions for over 80 years. Some believe it was loaded onto the Wilhelm Gustloff, a German military transport ship that was sunk in the Baltic Sea in January 1945 by a Soviet submarine, resulting in a horrific loss of life. If the crates were aboard, they now lie at the bottom of the ocean, a treasure guarded by the ghosts of that maritime disaster. Yet numerous dives to the wreck have found no evidence of the room. Others point to a vast network of underground tunnels and bunkers built by the Nazis throughout Eastern Europe. The mountains of Poland, the old silver mines of Germany, the hidden salt caverns of Austria all have been pinpointed as potential hiding spots. Imagine it. A train, laden with the world's most valuable room, chugging into a mountain tunnel, the entrance then dynamited shut, sealing the treasure within the earth itself, waiting for a Fourth Reich that would never come. The search has attracted a cast of characters worthy of a Hollywood movie. There were former Nazi officers who, in their old age, dropped cryptic clues. There were amateur treasure hunters who spent their life savings digging up German forests. Even the Stasi, the infamous East German secret police, conducted their own extensive, top-secret investigation, chasing down every lead, interrogating every witness, and excavating numerous sites, all to no avail. The Amber Room became an obsession, a modern-day quest for the Holy Grail. One German hunter tragically lost his life in a forest when a tunnel he was digging collapsed. Another search team believed they had located it in a lagoon, only to have their hopes dashed. Every promising lead seemed to fizzle out into disappointment and silence. The room was a ghost, always just out of reach. Its value, estimated today at over $500 million, only adds to the allure. It's not just a lost piece of art. It's one of the largest unclaimed treasures in the world. Then, in 2017, a tantalizing clue emerged from the depths of the Baltic Sea. A team of Polish divers exploring a sunken German warship, the Karlsruhe, which was part of the same evacuation convoy as the Wilhelm Gustloff, made a stunning discovery. In the ship's hold, they found military vehicles, porcelain, and several large, unopened crates. The dimensions of these crates seemed to match the historical records of those used to transport the Amber Room. The news sent shockwaves through the treasure hunting community. Could this be it? Was the mystery finally about to be solved? The excitement was immense, but then things took a strange turn. Before the crates could be properly examined or raised, the wreck, already unstable, reportedly collapsed further, shifting into deeper, more treacherous waters, and then a wall of silence. Reports surfaced of missing divers from subsequent expeditions, of confiscated footage, and of the entire site being declared a restricted military zone, with classified findings that were never made public. Was it a genuine maritime tragedy, or was something being covered up? This cloak and dagger atmosphere only fueled speculation that a major power had found the room, and was secretly recovering it, keeping their discovery hidden from the world. So where does that leave us today? The mystery of the Amber Room is more alive than ever. Was it vaporized by Allied bombs? Is it lying in a watery grave at the bottom of the Baltic? Or is it still sealed in a forgotten Nazi bunker, waiting for the one person who can finally solve the puzzle? In 2003, a stunning recreation of the Amber Room was unveiled in the Catherine Palace, a project that took 25 years and $12 million to complete, using old black and white photographs as a guide. It's a breathtaking achievement, but it's a copy. A beautiful ghost of the original. The real Amber Room, with its unique history and soul, remains lost. Its disappearance is a story of beauty and brutality, of artistic genius and the madness of war. It's a cold case that spans generations, a $500 million secret that the world, it seems, is still not ready to reveal. What do you think happened to it? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks so much for joining me on this dive into one of history's greatest mysteries. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more adventures into the unknown, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Until next time, stay curious.